Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Persona 4 Golden. In the last episode, we ended up going into the final boss fight with Marie. We actually had to beat Marie once, and then she was somewhat exasperated by the fact that we were trying to save her because of what the potential consequences might be, but we ultimately came to the conclusion that if we just beat the fog that was within her, then that would probably work. So we let the fog emerge, defeated the entity it created, and that did seem to solve the problem. So we rescued Marie, brought her back home, well, back out of the other side, the other world. And so she's now, I guess, a full member of the team. And then there was the obligatory fan service hot springs scene, which, I mean, because of course you'd have one of those. And so now we are done with all that and ready to move on. I'm getting, for the conclusion of the game, final events. And so I guess we'll just head to bed and get that all started. I assume that there's going to be an event on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Today is Valentine's Day. You received one text message. If you were going full harem, you'd have texts from all the girls. And you'd have to pick one. Senpai, you know what day it is. Keep your afternoon open. Yes, we'll be spending time with Rise. Alright, you decided to spend the afternoon with Rise. Yo. Things were tough yesterday. I never thought I'd get zapped by lightning in real life. Yes, apparently Marie can cast lightning spells in the real world. Interesting. Thanks to that shock or whatever, I totally forgot what the day was. It's February 14th, I didn't have much time to prepare myself for this, so I've been nervous all morning. Someone help me do something about all this pressure. What pressure? From whom? Believe in yourself, sure. I used to, back when I lived in the city. There's been nothing but betrayal ever since. Oh man, if I end up just getting friend chocolates and those only from Teddy, I'll never live it down. Maybe you'll get some from Chie. Hey everyone, what's up? They posted the test results. Oh yeah, the test results. I missed one question. Ah, the awful moment of truth. Oh well, want to check it out? We'll see how it does. Not like it really matters anymore. Your score was in the top 10. Oh, nice. Good going, Natsuo. You're so smart. Come slightly closer to your school friends. I don't think there's any time to do any more social links with the school friends, so return to class. After school. More male students have stayed after school than usual.
Well, what should I do now? I'm gonna hang out here for a bit longer, but I don't know what to do.
Not like there's anything for me to do at home anyway. Oh, I got it! I'll go up to the roof or something. I'm gonna be behind the school building. Just because.
Most of the girls are already gone.
Hey, man, all these guys are obsessed with chocolate. They want candy so much, why don't they just buy some themselves?
That's kind of not the point.
Are you serious? This is the one day you shouldn't be buying chocolate for yourself.
Yeah?
Man, you're clueless. Whatever. I know I'm getting some for sure today.
I didn't bring you any. From who?
Part-time workers at Jeunesse?
Does that count?
The important thing is that I have any at all. Right, Chie-san? Yukiko-san? I see you've got some big bags with you today.
Wow, that's not the sound of desperation or anything. Yeah, I do have some. Right, Yukiko?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet. I like candy.
What makes you think it's going to you? It might be for me.
Don't be so desperate. And I brought some too.
Oh, are you guys handing out chocolate? Great timing. Here you go, Chie-senpai, for always being so hardworking. Why me? Because today's for giving out chocolate to the people you like, right? It's a great day to say thank you to all those people in your life, not just your romantic partner.
Wow, putting a new spin on things.
She's so thoughtful. Must be all those years in showbiz.
Rise hands out chocolate to each person. There doesn't seem to be any left for you.
Hey, what about him?
I'll give him his chocolate later. I've got some stuff to take care of right now, but I'll call you soon.
Does that mean...
I feel like everyone's super curious about who I'm going to hand my special chocolate to. If I do it now, it'll be embarrassing. So, see you later.
Rise gives you a meaningful look. You must go see Rise later. Yes.
Well, I have some other people to give chocolate to. Bye.
Wow, her ability to avoid personal drama is impressive.
Oh, Nato-kun! What are you all doing together?
What's that supposed to mean? Today's a huge deal.
Ah, I see. Well, if you'll excuse me.
She never breaks a sweat. Oh well, Kanji. Guess we're spending time with each other today.
Sure, why not?
He doesn't even phase him. Doesn't even register.
Totally feel like we missed the train here.
Attention, everyone! I have chocolates here with everyone's names on them. Please take your candy and go home. Well, I've got to go back to the inn and help out. Good luck, Chie.
Yukiko?
Man, Yukiko's being even bossier than normal.
That was strange.
I'm gonna go make sure she's okay. Oh, this is chocolate for everyone in it. Take yours and go home.
What the hell? Talk about being brushed off.
What, you don't want yours? I'll take it.
God, you moron! Of course I want it!
Alright, you must go see the people who want to talk to you. Well, pretty sure it's just Rise. We came to the shore of Rise. The cool breeze feels nice.
No one can bother us here. I've got you all to myself. Just kidding. Here, this is for you. Sorry to keep you waiting.
The package Rise hands you looks beautiful. But it's giving off an odor that is anything but pleasant. You feel an impending sense of doom.
I knew you'd notice how special it is. I added durian and habanero to it.
Durian? Okay.
Anyone can just melt some chocolate and pour it into a mold. Where's the love in that? So I added a bit of originality. I'm certain you'll like it. What's the matter?
It's too pretty to eat.
Oh, eat it now. I worked so hard on it. I want to see your happy face. Aren't you glad, Senpai?
Okay. I guess we'll play along.
Fine then. I forgive you. But you'll have to tell me what you think later.
You put the chocolate away. Luckily, the smell fades when you close the box.
The only thing I can hear is the sound of the waves. It's like we're all alone in the world. going to tell you my dreams. I haven't told anyone else. I want to work and go to college. I think I could study lots of things. And during all that, I want to have a serious relationship with a man I love and get married on a tropical island. And live in a house with a big yard and get a big dog. I'll cook and live happily with my husband. And then when we're old, we're gonna drink tea every day by the garden. Together.
Rise is a little embarrassed as she smiles.
Just kidding. I'm such a weirdo.
Your dream is actually pretty normal. Yeah.
It's good to be normal. And I'm sure I'd be really, really happy with him. Senpai, by a man I love, I meant you. Right now it's just a dream, but it's important to me. So I want to make all my dreams come true, one by one, with you at my side.
All right.
Whoa, you can't take that back.
Only sound you hear is the crashing of the waves.
Did you know, Senpai? People were born from the sea. I feel like we're Adam and Eve right now, just the two of us here. Eve was Adam's wife, so that means Adam gets to have Eve all to himself.
All right, you spent a long time with Rise. All right, Dojima residence, front door. It's Marie. And what in the world does she have?
You're late.
No, you're late.
I don't get it. What, do you know why I'm here? You really are an oddball. I have chocolate. You can have it.
It smells. More importantly, it's moving.
That room doesn't have any eclectic loudwits. I did the best I could, but I don't know if it turned out any good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You're too straightforward. I hate you, stupid. That's why you're so popular. You can eat it. If you don't hurry, it'll melt. If it melts, it'll run away.
You have a feeling of danger, but you've already accepted her gift.
When you eat it, I want you to tell me whether it was good or not. Now.
You seem to have no choice but to eat it. Huh? Despite the smell, it tastes quite normal. No, this is... You can't stop eating it.
You ate it all? That's incredible. Are you stupid? Well, it makes my work worth it.
You know, the unsettling feeling that something is moving within your stomach.
Valentine's Day isn't an actual ritual. Huh. I looked it up. I thought it was some big event. You know, a turning point of your life. I'm so lame. I was fooled. I feel stupid. Ugh. But it's not like that. I didn't make that chocolate just because I thought it was something I was supposed to. No, that makes it sound like I'm serious. Well, I am serious, but... And you can just shut your stupid jerk face!
I didn't say anything. I know.
I'm telling the truth! Look, just close your eyes. Shut up and close them! Thank you. Well, I don't really get it, but I won't forget about you. Ever.
All right, we spend some time with Marie. All right, Dojima residence living room. It seems Dojima's away on business and can't come home.
Big bro, do you know what day it is today?
It's Give Your Big Bro Chocolate Day. It's Valentine's Day, yes.
Ding, ding, ding! You are correct! This is my favorite chocolate.
I'll give you some chocolate that is very popular with children. Thank you.
It's sweet and yummy. Today, my teacher said Valentine's Day isn't just a day to give out chocolate. It's a day to say thank you to the people you care about. Teacher gave us all chocolate. Everybody, even me. And when she gave it to me, she said, "It's been tough for you, but you've done very well." Everyone tells me I'm strong for pulling through. That's why I said thank you back. And I said that my big bro and my dad are rooting for me. And that's why I can be happy again.
All right, well, I'm proud of you.
Really? And then my teacher was so happy. And then she said, when someone's cheering you on, even when you're in trouble, you feel energized. Do you feel like that when I cheer you on?
Yes, we'll answer.
Me too. When you root for me, I get so happy. We're the same. Me, my dad, and your friends are all on your side. Even if you go back soon, I hope you're happy. I had one more chocolate. I made it myself.
A strange object sits on the plate. By some miracle, it has no smell at all.
The big girls taught me how to make homemade chocolate creations.
Uh-oh.
That's why I made one for you.
Just who taught her how to cook? Your instincts, honed after a year of battle, are ringing warning bells in your mind.
Gia said I should mix in iced coffee to add flavor.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and bacon, since everyone likes bacon. Luckily, there was some bacon and iced coffee in the fridge. Rise-chan said that the chocolate should assert itself, so it needs to be either really sweet or really spicy. You're a grown-up, big bro, so I thought you'd appreciate a bitter taste, so I put bell peppers and wheatgrass juice in it. I think that sour chocolate sounds really assertive, so I added vinegar and ponzu sauce too. Yukiko said that my chocolate would have depth if I added fish. So I added some fish sausage and some of Dad's fermented squid. And Naoto told me she'd let me borrow a recipe book. And when I told her I was already done, she told me that you'd enjoy anything that I made for you.
Nanako looks at you expectantly.
Big bro, thank you. I love you.
You have no options. Oh boy. It's...
Big bro? What's wrong, big bro?
You can hear Nanako's voice from far away. Ooh. After getting some rest, you have managed to recover your health. A soft light is pouring in from the outside. You should hurry to school.
Morning.
Good morning.
The weather is great today. It's even a little warm, don't you think? I saw in the news that the first official spring storm was observed this morning. Spring is just around the corner, huh? Spring, huh? Everything went by so fast.
What's up?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Oh, nothing. We're just talking about how spring's almost here. The Not-So-Kun will... yeah, try not to think about it. But hey, we still have some time, right? No gloomy faces until then. I guess, let's have fun. Yeah, we're gonna pack your brain so full of good memories that you'll beg us to stop. Oh, shoot.
Well, let's go.
What? Oh, they're running off. And are we jumping all the way forward, or anything else left to do? All right, yep. March 19th. All packed up. If finished packing, you will be returning to the city in 2 days. You decide to rest for today. Spring has once again come to Inaba. Dojima residence, obviously. Tomorrow is finally the day you will part with everyone.
All done packing? Well, if you forget anything, I'll mail it to you.
Can I go answer the door?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sure. Go answer it. There's nothing to worry about anymore. Seeing her so cheerful like that, nothing makes me happier. I already bought your train ticket for tomorrow. It leaves at 9 o'clock in the morning from Yasuinaba Station. Today's your last day here. Don't worry about Nanako. You can leave her to me. Go see your friends. This might be your last chance to talk to them.
Alright, this is the last day you'll be spending in this town. You should wander around for a while.
Are you going out? Be careful.
Alright, well, we're going to head around and see if we can find everybody. And, talk to everybody. I don't know where they're all going to be hanging out. Oh, there's Isano.
My.
My, what a coincidence. We really are connected by fate. Shall we talk like old times? Sure.
Goodness, I'm so happy.
I just went to visit my husband's grave, then I came to look at the river like I did last time. Next thing I know, here you are. There's a surprise. I live with one of my kids and my grandchild now. They're all so kind. I just realized that I almost never talked about my kids with you. I probably distanced myself from the rest of my family. I was afraid that if I didn't, I was going to depend on them. They're living their own lives. I didn't want to be a burden on them. I wanted them to forget about me, to treat me as if I was dead. But they welcomed me, and now we live together. They take care of me, but I'm taking care of my grandson. So there's a little bit of give and take there. There really is a place in the world where I belong. I just assumed that there wasn't one. They're my children, my family. I regret that I didn't talk with them before. My husband's death must have been sad for them too. After all, they lost their father. Are you happy now?
Yes.
I'm so happy right now, but because of that, I feel sad every now and then. I can't help but think he must have wanted to feel this happiness too. I decided the best thing I can do is live a long, happy life. Make the rest of my life as great as it can be, and then I'll tell my husband about it when I see him again. And we'll have all of eternity to be happy together. I'm not afraid anymore, just a little lonely. I'll also have to tell him everything that happened in town, too. With this whole crazy year, those awful murders, and how the police solved the case. I'll definitely have to tell him all about you, too. I recently realized something. Precious things remain precious whether you're alive or dead. Sorry for making you listen to all my long-winded monologue. You look like you still have things left to do. Look like you've grown up a lot, Natsuo-chan. You're much more handsome now, too. Not as handsome as my husband was, though.
I'll see you again.
Well then, take care of yourself. You still have a lot of life ahead of you. Alright. Tunnel left without looking back. Yeah, I guess we'll probably be running into everybody. Nobody else down here. Probably isn't going to be anyone else along the road. But it could be wrong. Alright, so yeah, we're done there. Going to town. Junes. Nobody kicking around here. Okay. We could go over the food court. Not just yet. Central Shopping District. What? I ought to ride a bus. Enter the front, then pay. Or do you get on at the back? What bus am I supposed to be riding? It's not the hospital one or the hot springs one. Mom said a bunch of buses come through here. Okay, well, I don't think that's the one I need to be talking to. Chie. Oh, Natsuo-kun. You caught me all off guard. Oh, I was just thinking of you, and you suddenly showed up, so... He is laughing embarrassed. Tomorrow's the day, huh? I thought a lot about you, and I decided to come here. I was thinking, what can I do for you? And I figured crying or feeling sad about you leaving wasn't it. I made up my mind. I'm going to show you what you've taught me. I bought a book called How to Become a Police Officer. Ah. I told you I wanted to become strong so I could protect what matters most to me, right? But I want to protect this town. We all worked hard to win this peace. I want to keep it that way. You can't be certain that no incident like this will ever happen again, right? This is where all my best friends are. It's where I met you. So I thought maybe I'd become a cop and have Dojima-san put me through the ringer. So go home proud. We'll be fine here. Come back anytime. We'll all be waiting for you. Alright, so Chie wants to become a police officer. You still have to say goodbye to everyone else, right? Go ahead, go. There are others you form true bonds with. You should go say goodbye to them. Margaret. Oh, hello.
You have come.
I was waiting for you. I wanted to see you before you left. Okay. Though parting words aren't what I have for you. Remember, the heart is shaken more by a single action than by 1,000 words. You know what action will shake both of our hearts? A goodbye kiss. I guess. Rest residence. I'm sure this is a sin.
Now, close your eyes. Why, you ask? So that you don't witness my sinfulness.
Okay. It is. You feel a solid bond between you and Margaret.
Why did I steal a kiss? Is that what you were going to ask? But it's you who was the thief.
Will I ever see you again, I wonder? Well then, farewell. All right. Risa, yeah, I guess we'll talk to her
Oh,
right
senpai.
now. I came to see you. Senpai, no, that's like you came to say goodbye. I'm not planning on letting this be the last time we meet. Definitely not. It does make me sad, though. I told you before, right? I'm returning to showbiz starting spring. I went to voice training today to prepare myself for that. You see, I'm re-debuting myself with a new album. I'm writing all the lyrics myself. Well, I got a D in composition, so they aren't exactly masterpieces. But you know, a lot of stuff's happened while I was on break. I made friends, dear friends. Everyone was so nice to me. I want to express that to everyone who will listen. My deepest feelings in my own words. I'm scared. I'm scared of putting the real me out there for people to see. But I can't give in to that fear, right? I'll work hard for all my fans out there. I'm going to make a huge comeback. So wish me luck. Of course. Thank you, Senpai. I know that you'll be watching me on the other side of the camera. I'll keep thinking that way as I work. Look back at Juness now and I feel all these good memories of us. Maybe I'll offer to appear in a commercial for Juness. Then you'll all remember the times we had every time you see it. But then we'll all feel a bit lonely afterwards, huh? Senpai, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll say goodbye and I won't cry. I'm so glad that fog's gone. I mean, it's still foggy over in the other world, but it's a clear blue sky over here. We can see you off on a happy note. Well, see you later. Alright. Oh, shoot. Oh, Sensei. What a coincidence, meeting you here. What are you doing? Saying goodbye to people. Goodbye? What are you talking about? I'm leaving town tomorrow. Huh? Tomorrow? That's so sudden. I have a baseball game tomorrow. But I want to see you off. I told Shu that it's okay if you can't come. Oh, okay. Then can I tell you something I've always wanted to say? I made a friend. He's in the store right now buying ice cream. Good. The guy who transferred here that I told you about before, remember? He's a fun guy and he's nice. He spoke up for me when I got suspended for cheating. And thanks to him, I have other friends now. He's teaching me about comics and video games. And in return, I help him study. Sometimes we do our homework together. I never thought that fun was something you could have every day. Instead of being afraid and running away, I should have just faced it head on. Sensei, thank you very much. Your tutoring was great. I really learned a lot. Shu smiles like the happiest kid in the world. You felt very close to Shu. I'm going to hit a home run tomorrow. It'll go so far it'll reach your train. Please don't forget about me, even if you're far away. I'll remember you too. I'm glad you came to this town. It must have been scary for you though, with all those murders. With those murders. This only happened while you were here, huh? You must have had bad luck. If only you knew. Sensei, thank you. Alright, we should go say goodbye to others. I'm guessing Kanji's probably in this direction. Is Chie outside of Aya? No, I already talked to Chie. Derp. Here's Marie. Oh, you're leaving, aren't you? Leaving me behind. Stupid liar, blockhead. I didn't even want you to save me, and you did, and now you're doing this. I'm going to be lonely. We'll meet again. Of course you will. If we weren't going to meet again, I wouldn't let you go. I went out and got something to eat by myself. Those steak thingies. Skewers, whatever they're called. I can walk around even without your help. The bond between us has connected me to this world. It's kind of lonely, but I'm going to explore the town without you. I'm not scared anymore. If I don't take any steps forward, I won't learn anything. I'm going to find out more and more about this outside world, and next time you come, I'll be showing you around. Marie is acting proud. Alright, you're going to say goodbye to everyone else, right? You're always like that. I'll see you again. Thank you. Alright. I don't know if all of the social links are kicking around. Alright, well, let's talk to Kanji. Whoa, Senpai. What are you doing here? Kanji seems to be panicking for some reason. Will you talk with him? Yeah. Oh, hello, Natsuo-kun. I heard you're leaving tomorrow. You know, Condi's been acting all sad and lonely lately. Shut up, you old bat. I told you not to speak to me that way. Anyway, have you told him about the handicraft class? Thank you for being such a role model for my son, Natsuo-kun. Come visit here sometime. Alright, goodbye now. Didn't hear what she said, did you? Handicraft class? Yeah, a bunch of customers like those knitted dolls we saw, and they asked me how to make them. So I'm gonna hold classes on how to do it. Laugh it up, why don't you? Oh, I'm not gonna laugh. Senpai. It's my decision, though. If people want to learn, and if I can teach them, hell, why not, you know? I'm still kind of embarrassed, though. But, kind of feels good to do something for other people. It's only because of you that I could face up to who I am, Senpai. Thank you very much. Alright, Kanji has a refreshing smile on his face. You feel a solid bond, yeah. You're gonna say goodbye to the others later? Well, it ain't like this is the last time we'll see each other. Our friendship ain't just on the surface. Funny how we got the murder case to thank for that. We'll put an end to that stuff, right? Adachi's in the slammer and the fog is all cleared up. It's all thanks to you, Senpai. Oh, Senpai, when you go, don't turn back around, okay? See ya. Alright, well, let's talk to Naoki. Oh, Natsuo-san, what are you doing here? You're moving tomorrow, right? Don't you have more important things to do? Not necessarily. With me, you really are a strange person. Oh, just to let you know, I just got back from school. I told them to stop treating me special next year. If I didn't speak up now, who knows how the classes would have been organized. Well, I was just about to go deliver some goods. I got a scooter license, so I'm actually helping out now. There aren't that many people who come to the store out of pity anymore, so we gotta work really hard. Oh, did you know? Our top-selling product? Handcrafted eau de toilette. We use sake instead of ethanol, and it's become pretty popular. Tell you the truth, it was my idea. I heard some girls talking about it, so I did some research. Well, it may not be what a proper liquor store would sell, but it's selling, so it's good for business. I feel like I'm back on my own 2 feet, and I can start moving forward again. It's all thanks to you. Thank you very much. Alright, alcohol's interesting. I can't drink it yet, of course, since I'm underage. I was thinking about studying it once I got to college. Okay, I never thought I'd feel this way back then. It seems as if Sis died a long time ago. The killer's been caught, so I just hope nothing like this ever happens again. I really do wish that. Oh, I'm sorry, you're probably in the middle of talking to everyone, aren't you? I'll see you later. Alright, you wonder how the fox is doing. Amazing saying, don't forget to go to the shrine. Okay. Yes, yeah, we'll talk to the fox. Alright, the shrine seems to be prospering as some objects are shimmering with a golden sheen. Yep. You don't see the fox. Perhaps it left. What's a young man like you doing in an old place like this? This place was bustling with visitors not too long ago, but these days you see less and less. I heard the town was considering tearing the place down because someone stole money from the offertory box. Also heard some fox had taken up a home here and they were going to haul it off to an animal shelter. Too many rumors these days. Remember that one about how the fog was making everyone sick? Or that other one. What was it called? Midnight Radio? That was popular with the kids, alright? My grandson and his friends were all into it. Funny, I remember something kind of like that happening when I was a kid too. Wonder who starts these rumors. I almost forgot I was supposed to pick up some juice for my grandson. I wonder if the fox was taken to an animal shelter, as that old man said. He decided to leave the shrine. I feel a presence watching you. It's still here. And it has little ones. It's the fox and its children. Fox family seems to be welcoming you. They look like they're doing fine. The Fox's happiness reminds you of the close bond you share with it. Alright. Don't think of it. You have yet to say goodbye to Daisuke and Co. Remember how you went to Aya with them? You should visit Aya in the shopping district. Okay. You hear Daisuke and Co.'s voices coming from inside the restaurant. Oh, we'll go ahead and head on in.
Whoa!
What a coincidence. We were just talking about you. You should chill with us for a little. Well, you see, we started talking about whether or not all that crazy stuff that happened here was really over, and we were consoling each other about you leaving tomorrow. I gotta blurt that stuff out. That's embarrassing, man. To be honest, though, I did want to see you one last time, but I figured you'd be too busy. Next thing I know, you walk right in. It's like, man, I was being thoughtful for nothing. You share a joyful moment with Ko and Daisuke. Oh yeah, at this rate, our team might actually have a shot at the summer tournament. Real? You're talking about the nationals, right? If we keep our pace up until then, that is. No, that's still a huge improvement. Yeah, probably thanks to all that harsh training of yours. The first years were all whining about it. Yeah, they don't take it seriously. But seeing them slack off like that, I now understand why Ko got mad at me. I mean, I can clearly tell when someone's not being serious, and it pisses me off a lot. See? Trying is hard, though. Trying hard is tough. That's what it actually says. But I don't know, I get more fun out of it than when I used to slack off. Of course, it would be even better if not, so we're sticking around. Oh well, nothing we can do about that. Time to suck it up. Not so I'll go over to your place sometime, so you better come back here and visit us too. Enough of this sad crap. Let's be how we normally are and send them off with a smile. So, Natsuo, call me if you find a cute girl that's available, okay? Huh? I thought you liked Shut up, enough said. Speaking of which, what happened to that promise of yours? You're the one who said we'd have another group date. You mean you were serious? Of course. I got one thing to say. Stop wearing that same damn training clothes. Also, I think you give Daisuke a nice shirt and some pants as a farewell present.
What?
Yeah, I got more clothes than this, you know.
Huh?
Yeah, I bet they're all sportswear. Hit the nail on the head. You better come visit Natsuo. Can't handle the dating scene with Daisuke alone. The three of us should have a big old group date sometime soon. Sorry, already taken. Well, I'm sure you've got more goodbyes to say. We can see you tomorrow anyway. Yeah, don't waste your time on us, man, even if we're separated. Always be friends. Why do you always get to say the good part? There are others you share a close bond with. You should go and say goodbye to them. Come to think of it, what has happened to Sayoko? You should visit the place where you spent time with her. You can get to the Inaba Municipal Hospital from the bus stop at the shopping district. Okay, I was wondering about that. Oops. Alright. Inaba Municipal Hospital. We're probably going to have to head to all these locations. You overhear two nurses talking. Have you heard about Uehara-san? You seem to be talking about Sayoko. She joined some volunteer organization and went to Africa. Africa? I never thought she'd be the kind of person who would go there. Well, she seemed to be taking her job really seriously toward the end of her time here. She even studied during break. Remember when we were talking about the rumors of the Midnight Channel? She wasn't interested at all. Oh, I remember those rumors, not that I know where they started. But yeah, now that you mention it, Uehara-san was never around when we were chatting about them. He was studying some foreign language, wasn't she? He was trying to learn English and some African languages. She read a lot of medical books, too. I see, but why Africa? Why'd she join a volunteer organization? What's the point? I'd rather marry a guy, raise kids, and be an ordinary housewife. That's what I used to think, too, but watching Uehara-san kind of made me feel different about it. He did seem to have a boyfriend, though. A very young one, too. Oh, it must have been that kid who was working here part-time. I don't know the details, but he seemed to really mean something to her. She once told me that she was trying to do her best to live up to him. Do her best, eh? I feel I have to try harder, too. Yeah, I'm starting to see where she was coming from. Get back to work and do our best. Seems that Sayoko is working hard in a foreign country. Even though Sayoko is gone, her life here has changed people for the better. Alright, good. You go back to town. Nothing of it. You have yet to say goodbye to Eri. You should visit the hill where you met her. Yep, that's what I was figuring. The hill overlooking town. And I will probably be meeting Yukiko at the Amagi Inn. Oh, there they are. Hey, it's you, mister. Mr. Natsuo. What a coincidence. Yuta and I are just randomly decided to come here today. Is this fate? Let's play, mister. Hey, don't be selfish, Yuta. I want to talk to Mr. Natsuo too. I will play with Yuta. You play with Yuta? I appreciate you playing with Yuta. You really wore him out. He fell asleep on the bench. By the way, you know how the criminal behind those incidents got arrested? I was afraid because everything about the case was so mysterious, and that awful fog didn't help either. When I heard the culprit was arrested, the first thing that came to my mind was about Yuta. Yuta is safe now. I felt so relieved. I can now understand what it means by the life of a parent revolves around their child. I just want my kid to grow up to be a kind person. That's really all I ask of Yuta. Life is not only about yourself. There are always other people around you, so your life will affect their life. So I want Yuta to become the type of person who can empathize with someone else, understand their situation. I believe that being kind to others will satisfy one's own heart.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything. You've changed my entire life. I never really thought about my life in the past. I thought I'd be okay if I could enjoy the moment. I just spend the rest of my life killing time. Now I see things differently. Having Yuta with me every day, laughing together over small things, I feel alive. I'm glad I'm a mother. Alright. I have to go now. I promised Yuta we'd make spaghetti and meatballs together tonight. Goodbye, Mr. Natsuo. I'm glad I met you. Alright. You have yet to say goodbye to Yukiko yet. You should visit the Amagi Inn. Also, we haven't talked to Yosuke. Or Teddy. Or Naoto. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. Amagi Inn. Welcome to... Natsuo-kun. That's right, you're leaving tomorrow. Thanks for coming to see me before you leave.
I'm very happy.
Okay. I was just thinking of spending today as just another day. Helping with the housework, taking a long bath, and going to sleep. So I can say goodbye without crying. But I failed miserably. I kept thinking about you. And on top of that, here you are, right in front of me. You're not helping at all. You're so mean. That's it. I'm leaving town with you tomorrow. Just kidding. For now. You know, after I decided to stay here and become the manager, I realized how afraid I was. Whether I can meet all the responsibilities, whether I'll be able to support the whole staff on my own. Never thought of things like that. But I made my decision, now I have to make an honest attempt at it. I'll do my best to overcome the fear. And you'll be in my heart while I do, Natsuo-kun. We'll be together even when we're apart. I promise I won't turn away from my problems and fears. I'm going to meet every challenge head on, no matter how hard it seems. Remember what Ameno Sagiri said, if mankind so wishes, I'll return at any time. That's not what I wish for. I'll face myself no matter what happens.
Thank you.
You'll forever be my precious friend. I feel a solid bond between you and Yukiko. Well, I should get back to work.
I'll see you later.
Alright. Said goodbye to Yosuke and Teddy. We should visit the Junes food court. Okay. I was wondering.
Yo!
Yo. Sensei, I'm super duper happy that you came to see me. Going around and saying goodbye, huh? What do you think of the sleepy, peaceful version of Inaba? It must seem weird to you. I wonder why it began just as you arrived here. I remember that first time, Sensei and Yosuke braving the TV world alone. Boy, I feel so nostalgic. Yeah, ever since then, it was just one surprise after another. I can't imagine how it's going to be like living here without you. A quiet, peaceful town with no need to use our personas anymore. You can't imagine it either. That's right. We were right in the middle of the case when you came over to this side. A lot of stuff's happened. Facing my true self, and you and me got into a fight too. Yosuke, did you smack Sensei? Ooh, how reckless. Of course, moron. Best friends gotta fight sometimes to be best friends. Why didn't you say so earlier? Sensei, bring it on. Let's fight. Don't hurt him, man. He's gotta get on that train tomorrow. Sensei, you're really leaving, huh? I'm glad I met you and Yosuke. You two completely changed my life. And Nana-chan, Yuki-chan, and the others too. They all helped me. They gave life to me. Literally. Life? Come on, man. You're the one that wanted to change. That's why you tried so hard to make it happen. Thank you so much, Sensei and Yosuke. I love you. Love is kind of strong. I'll take off my outfit if you want. Let's not. Feel a solid bond between you, Yosuke, and Teddy. By the way, is it okay for you to chill here? Don't you have somewhere to go? Like meeting someone? You want Teddy to come with you? No, I think Teddy has to work. We haven't not yet said goodbye to Naoto. I was always standing around the first floor hallway of the school's classroom building. Okay. School's classroom building. Yep, we'll enter the school. Yes. And there's also you. Oh, not so. What's wrong? You get hit with extra homework too? That's not it. I was gonna see you later. I guess I came to see you. Then, are you free right now? We're on the roof. Do you remember this rooftop? You stopped me when I was thinking about jumping off. Thinking back on it, that was pretty dumb.
Thank you.
I really need to thank you, Natsuo. You stopped me and you listened. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to tell you that before you left. I probably don't have the right to say this. I know I hurt your feelings, but since you're leaving, I have to, so thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't know how to treat someone as precious as you. I've been thinking about the future lately. Not so much about college or jobs or anything like that, but that I want to become a nicer person. Oh, good. Does that sound like a weird goal? Good for you.
Yeah, huh?
I knew you'd understand. I'm glad I met you. I don't know what I'd be like if I hadn't. Maybe I'd be totally into that midnight channel. Oh, and spreading a bunch of rumors, too. I could never see that happening to me now. I must have went through a pretty drastic change. Alright, end of conversation. It made me so nervous saying all that. I'd never done it before. Why don't you go say goodbye to your other friends? I'm sure they're waiting for you. I think I'll head home. My extra class is over. No, I'm not going to say goodbye. I'll see you later, Natsuo. Yes, we'll go talk to Naoto. Oh, Senpai, you have business at school too? Oh, that's right. You're leaving tomorrow. Saying goodbye to your teachers? Not really. Having a last look at the school, huh? Can I come with you? This town has become so peaceful.
Oh,
Well, not that I'm disappointed. It's just that for me to remain here without you or a case to solve, I feel somewhat listless. I know this sounds awkward since we've already discussed it before and came to a satisfactory conclusion that the reason for me being here has nothing to do with the case. Perhaps it's just your departure that's making me lonely.
I apologize.
I appreciate it, though. I told myself many times that nothing will change, even if we're apart, but I couldn't convince myself of that after all. I remain here in Inaba, Senpai. Of course, from time to time my services will be required elsewhere, but Inaba is my hometown now. I want to treasure the precious time I spent with you, solving the case together. The Midnight Channel, Personas, Aminos Agiri. I do need to stay here and get to the bottom of these mysteries. To be honest, the thought of it makes me a bit lonely. Please don't forget your time here. Alright, solid bond. I'll be at the station tomorrow with the others, so this is our last chance to talk, just the two of us. No, of course it won't be. I can go visit you anytime and vice versa. Senpai, you have other farewells to say? Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll see you tomorrow. You have not spoken to everyone with whom you have formed a strong bond yet. Ayane. Yes. The music room. You hear a trombone being played. Ayane is playing her trombone.
Oh, Senpai.
Can you hold on for a second? This place is a mess. The band met to practice for their performance at the entrance ceremony coming up. I decided not to call you, Natsuo-senpai. Not much point anyway. I thought so. You're leaving tomorrow, right? But anyway, isn't it great that all the fog is gone? I was worried that you'd leave with a bad impression of the town since it's been so foggy ever since you got here. I'm happy that it's bright and sunny on your last day. Hopefully it won't be all foggy tomorrow. Just kidding. I've got something I want to tell you, Senpai. After I graduate, I'm thinking about doing a study abroad program in music. The more I practice, the more fascinated with music I get. I was always trying to play better than I played before. That's not what music is about. It's about how you express it. So I tried to express myself through music, but you know what I realized? I had no feelings to put into it. I couldn't stand it. But I meant it when I handed you that ticket, so I tried to face it head on and I practiced a lot. Then I started to understand. And every day is a fight against yourself. people fight against the person we were yesterday to become the better person today. Ever since I realized that, I figured I'd be playing music for the rest of my life. Senpai, I'll probably be halfway around the world 2 years from now. I won't cry when you leave. It'll be like practicing for when I say goodbye to this place. We'll be separated, but... Senpai, you'll always be someone special to me. My parents gave me their blessing when I told them I wanted to study abroad. They said I've been stubborn ever since I was born and that nothing they could say would change my mind anyway. And here I was thinking I had no personality. I guess it's true that your parents know you best. Senpai, I wish you the best of luck over there. Please come see me and wish me luck when it's my turn to leave. And I said a goodbye to you with a quiver in her voice. You feel a close bond. Goodbye, Senpai. Is there anybody else that I'm missing? Apparently. You should say hello to Dojima Nanako. You should visit the Dojima residence. Okay. Alright, there's Dojima Nanako.
Hey!
How are the goodbyes coming along? Did you see all your friends? Most of them? I see. Did they all cry? Let me see your face. You look a lot more mature now. We've only been together for about a year, but kids grow up surprisingly fast. Nanako, do you remember what we promised? Take care of yourself, big bro. Don't get sick. You too. Yep. Don't look so sad, Nanako. We're all family, remember? It doesn't matter if we're apart. We can go see him when I get a vacation. Then we can talk about everything that's happened since we last saw each other, right? Yeah.
Big bro.
Will you remember me? Of course. It's a promise. Come on, don't cry. I'm not crying. Oh well. I guess all kids end up being pushed around by their parents. Same goes for you, Natsuo. Natsuo, it wasn't all that long. All things considered, but I did enjoy your time here with us. I really do think of you as part of my family. Well, I am. I'm your nephew. I'm surprised my sister's kid would turn out to be such an upstanding young man. Then say about your sister. Give Nanako a call sometime when you have a spare moment. And you're welcome to come visit us anytime. I'll leave your room just like it is. This is your second home, you know? Feel a soul bond between Dojima, Nanako, and yourself. When I grow up, I want to marry you, big bro. You're a stud, Natsuo. Sure, Nanako, if he's still available by the time you're an adult. That'll be a long time, won't it, Natsuo? Right? Dojima smiles, but he's looking straight in your eyes and doesn't seem to be joking. No. I have other plans. By the way, have you said goodbye to everyone yet? You still have a lot of time today. Why don't you go around Inaba and see everyone who miss you? Besides, I don't think we've really had the whole peaceful small town experience while you were here. Now that I think about it, that case began shortly after you arrived and it finally ended a few months ago. Basically, it all happened while you were here in Inaba. I guess it was just a quirk of fate. Anyway, you should get going. We'll be going home too. You have said goodbye to all the people you have formed close bonds with. You should return to your house to prepare for tomorrow. Okay. That was the wrong selection to take. And so I had to redo everything and choose correctly. And so that is where we're going to cut to right now. Okay, here's where I think I made my mistake. I went ahead and said yes when I finished talking to everybody. I'm going to say no this time. I did things in a little bit different order coming through again. We're going to go back into town. Well, first off, I'm going to go to the central shopping district and I'm going to save it. In case. Alright, and then supposedly we can talk to Dojima again on the floodplain. Or is it the riverbank? Hold on. Okay, I've got a Jeunesse. We might as well stop by the food court one last time. Yes, there we go. The usual food court. This is where you had spent so many afternoons going over the case with everyone. Just sitting here brings back a lot of memories. Seems everybody else is going to have the same idea.
What a coincidence! It must be destiny!
Oh, so you guys came here too! It's our very own special headquarters. There are so many memories here.
Yo there, Senpai. I thought you'd be here.
We had a feeling we'd run into everyone if we came here.
We were planning on seeing you off at the station tomorrow, but I was feeling too restless, so I decided to come here.
Well, since we're all here, why don't we have something to eat?
Ooh, let's have steak! Steak! And make Yosuke pay for everything!
Typical.
Will you shut up about your steaks?
You reminisced with the others?
I really had fun in this world.
Dude, your whole existence is about fun. Well, what we've gone through wasn't all fun and games. But I gotta say, I've never felt so fulfilled in my life.
It seems we've been working on this forever, but at the same time, it felt like it went so fast. We won't ever gather here again like this, or tear our hair out trying to solve the mysteries.
Even if we wanted to talk about it all, there were so many extraordinary things that no one would believe us. Come to think of it, for me, I think it all started when Chie told me about the Midnight Channel.
I think I heard about it from her too. How did you learn about it, Chie?
I guess it was just a random rumor. A lot of girls were trying it out.
Huh. I wonder how it started then.
Who knows? Maybe someone accidentally came across it?
The Midnight Channel. You know, that really was the cause of everything. I mean, the fog lifted after we caught Adachi, but there's still a lot of stuff that isn't clear yet. It's still foggy over there, too.
Some weird guy might use it to do bad things again.
Didn't that Amino something monster say it granted us power?
I bestowed power onto those who could brave the hollow forest. In other words, he gave the power to Inter-TVs to those who awakened to their persona ability, so that he might use us as pawns to enact his scheme.
Hey, that reminds me. Didn't your hand suddenly slip into the TV even before anything happened to you? Does that mean you're an exception? Well, wait, then what about Adachi and Namatame? Those two could go inside TVs before all this stuff about personas, right?
What? Then Senpai and the other two could do it for some other reason?
Then there must be something you're not remembering. Anything come to your mind, Senpai?
You're the only exception. You had the power to enter TVs before your persona awakened. Same goes for Adachi and Namatame. Remember that Nanako gave you something this morning as you were about to leave? A letter, right.
A letter? Hey, this better not be another warning.
The sender is listed as Adachi.
Huh? This is from jail? It's from Adachi.
I'm sure you're surprised to get this letter out of the blue. I'm writing this because there's something I need to tell you. Ever since I made it out alive, there are some things I understand now. It's true that my game's over. As you all insisted at the time, I'll abide by the rules of this world. But as long as I'm in stir here, I can't clean up after myself. So I hope this will give you something to think about regarding this case. There's still this feeling I can't shake. It's about how it all started, about that midnight channel. Now I remember, someone told me about it when I first came to town, before I heard the rumors at the station. And I was intrigued when I noticed that something similar was written on Namatame's reports as well. But I can't remember who it was that told me. Since Namatame and I both gained our power after coming to Inaba, I have a feeling that has something to do with it. I don't know if any of this will be useful or not, but I hope it can help somehow.
There's still more.
When I'm here, I think of Dojima-san, Nanako-chan, and you. A lot. Though my time with you didn't seem like much fun before. It's strange.
Adachi's well-organized words unfold on a piece of stationery paper.
Despite it all, I'm grateful to you. Thank you. But let me just say this. You're a dumbass. You take the path you choose, and I'll think about what that means to me too. I doubt I'll ever see you again, but stay healthy. Goodbye.
The letter ends there. You obtained Adachi's letter. You feel a definite bond between you and Adachi. There it is. That is the bit I was missing. Alright, I can now create Magatsu Izanagi. But that will be for a New Game Plus, I believe. I'm pretty sure there isn't anything else left to do. Still, though, the things he wrote gnaw at you. Who did we learn about the Midnight Channel from?
It's not very helpful to know that he can't remember who it was.
I'm not sure how to put it, but I kind of know the feeling. It's like... I don't know how to say this. Like something's connecting all these things. Something beyond what we can see. That world, the Midnight Channel, the ability to enter TVs. They all feel like separate things. You know what I mean? First the rumors, then the serial murder, followed by us deciding to investigate the case. If they all really were separate, they wouldn't fit together like this, right? There has to be some kind of conductor behind everything.
So you think the person Adachi mentioned, the one who told him about the Midnight Channel, is that conductor? Did I strike gold again? It's seriously just something that popped into my head!
Senpai, is there anything like that you can think of?
The Power Enter TVs, where everything about this case started. Learned about the Midnight Channel from Chie a few days after coming to this town when she told you the rumor. But Adachi and Namatame heard about the Midnight Channel from someone immediately after coming to this town. When you think back, you feel as if something happened to you as well upon your arrival here. There is something.
We were involved in a murder case last year, which we succeeded in solving. But the monster we fought last said we did well in playing our parts. Perhaps this means Adachi and Namatame were players as well. Could it be that from the beginning, this serial murder case was merely a portion of a much larger scheme? And none of the people who were directly involved in the case ever suspected it.
Hey, this scheme... Could it be the whole thing about filling both worlds with the fog and turning mankind into shadows? So someone was behind the scenes watching us, the culprits, and maybe even that monster. And he manipulated Adachi and Namatame at the very beginning so everything would come together perfectly?
Let's go out into town. We might find something. Although, you may be the only one capable of noticing it. Please contact the rest of us should you come across anything.
We can't say our goodbyes tomorrow with this hanging over our heads. Let's go figure this out.
Who could have given you the initial spark for this power? The one you met immediately after coming to town was... my uncle Dojima. In any case, you need to see them and confirm the truth. Alright. Now I think I go see them at Samegawa. Maybe? Yep, there they are.
Did you already meet all your friends?
I want to talk to you.
What's this all of a sudden?
I asked Ojima about the first day you arrived in town.
The day you first came to town? Let's see. We were the first ones to greet you, right? Did we stop somewhere on the way home? I'm pretty sure Nanako and I left home that afternoon, picked you up, and came straight back. Now that I think back to that night, I was called back to work as soon as we got home, so I couldn't talk much. And the very next day, those strange murders started. Sheesh. A lot's happened since then. It's been one heck of a year, hasn't it?
Hey, big bro. On the first day, didn't we stop at that place? The gas station. I used the bathroom there. When I got back to the car, you were talking to the weird attendant.
Weird attendant? Yes.
Yeah, when I first met you, I remember the gas attendant because he was weird.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that. I filled the tank before we went home, huh? Yeah, I do remember you talking to the attendant there. I didn't remember seeing him much before, so he stuck in my mind. But I don't know about calling him weird. It wasn't like he looked or acted funny. Yeah. Come to think of it, I never saw that guy again.
It wasn't really that the attendant looked weird, but after you talked to him, you looked sick, big bro.
I looked sick?
Don't you remember? I asked you on the way home. Are you car sick? You said you were okay, but that attendant, he was just a little scary for some reason.
Well, I didn't know about that. But honestly, I'm surprised you're asking all these questions. I thought you came here just to reminisce. So, why are you looking for the person you met first? Is something going on with that attendant? Do you know him?
Not really.
I see. Well, just remember that you leave tomorrow. I don't know what you're up to, but you should come back home early. There are some dark clouds on the horizon. We might get some rain soon.
I understand.
Okay.
The first place you stopped when you came to town was the gas station. Maybe something will jog your memory. Alright, let's go into town. What's up? Never mind. I don't see anybody. There's only a couple of people to talk to here. The gas station attendant? I only see an older man and an older woman working there. Are you behind all this? Behind all this? What do you mean? Did you give me the power? Power? Is this some sort of quiz? I don't get it. He doesn't seem to know anything. I don't see anybody else. Well, there's a kid. Huh? When I first met you, wasn't it right here even before that? I don't know. Ah, something wrong? Are you behind this? Behind all what? Are you reenacting a scene from a movie? Enough's enough. Even someone like me has her limits, you know. She doesn't seem to know anything. I didn't see anybody else. And I don't think there's anybody at the floodplain. Let's double check. Nope, not there. Hey, can I talk to you for a moment? My mother-in-law, she finally ate my cooking. It was worth staying at home all winter and putting in the effort. I'll keep at it. Okay. Who do I need to talk to? Let me see if I can figure out who this is. No reason for you to be here. No reason for you to be here. All right, well, let me wander around, and once I find something, I'll be back. Okay, actually, looks like I need to go to the Velvet Room.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. How may I help you? You have solved the mystery and deflected the disaster that so nearly fell upon you. Is there something else beyond this you need our assistance with?
There's one last thing.
Intriguing. So, is there still something that leaves you unsatisfied? What may that be? Well then, let's take a look and see what it is you might be sensing.
Wow. That's a lot.
Ah, this is a surprise. These are shards of power, allowing one to see through to the truth of things without being swayed by hollow rumors. Interesting. Indeed, you have come here today for a reason. Then I shall play my part as well. That is a crystal of power which you have nurtured through your journey. An orb that repels fabrications of all sorts, dispels lies, and shines upon the truth.
Saying the Orb of Sight.
Hey, I remembered something about myself. I was born a long, long time ago. I was the unconscious wish shared by people's minds to protect the world of man, walk the path of man, fulfill the wish of the world. That was my role. But people changed. People stopped wishing for truth in life. Or maybe they just stopped paying attention. Eventually, the me that wanted to protect humanity and the me that wanted to fulfill humanity's wish couldn't stay as one. The desires of man had no bounds, and one day, my other half became its own existence, much larger than myself. I was left behind, with no power or memories. I became a tiny fragment, incapable of even clearing the fog without giving my own life to do so. Kusumi no Okami. The rest, you already know. Without my powers, I became a tool, manipulated by the other me. You already know, huh? The cause of it all. The one who created the Midnight Channel and gave you the power to enter the TV. The real puppet master, who tried to fill both worlds with fog, using me and the Sagiri. If you don't defeat her, the world will never be truly clear of that fog. Go. Follow what you believe in. The truth is right in front of you.
Truth is a thing which only appears to those who have observed, considered, and made a choice. At the end of the path you chose lies the truth. Believe in it, and continue without faltering.
How marvelous. It seems that you will reveal the journey's true end, one beyond our predictive power. Now go to the place where everything began.
All right. There they are. Hi there, do you need something? Isn't this where I first? What are you talking about? Oh, is this about the part-time job? I'm sorry, we don't have an opening yet. Do you know Namatame? Ah, that serial murder suspect? A real tragedy, wasn't it? But the case was solved, right? Thank goodness. Did those two come here? Well, that's a weird question to ask. I don't know if it was right here, but I might have met them before. I've been in this town for a long time, so yeah, there's a good chance. It's not like I knew them personally. If you got nothing else, you mind leave me alone? Hey, I asked you to leave me alone. Did you miss that? Did you do anything to them? Huh? Those two? Oh, that's right. I remember now. I think I met them when they first came to town, so I greeted them saying, "Welcome to Inaba." That's all. Just that. What about it? What did you do to me? What did I do? Don't you remember? I met you here when you first came to town and did the same thing as what I did to those two. I greeted you, that's all, remember? We talked for a couple minutes. Hey, mind if I ask you something? Why all these questions? Is there something that's bothering you about the first time when we first met? Did you give me the power? Amazing. You've reached me at last. Let's drop this charade. To be quite honest, I was waiting for you to come. Adachi, Namatame, and you. It is I who awakened that power within you three. The ones who had potential. But having said that, I am rather surprised.
You really are troublesome. Not only did you defeat the two Sagiri I snuck into Adachi and Namatame, but you even saved that stunted dwarf of a life.
Are you talking about Marie?
It's such a foolish thing. What good is saving her life? She is but rubbish, suitable only for getting rid of that pointless fog. Don't tell me she was still carrying that around. Oh, excuse me. I was talking about that bamboo comb you have on you.
What about it?
It seems you don't know who gave her that comb either. That comb is a symbol of the separation we went through.
You remember that Kanji's mother mentioned that when you visited Tatsumi Textiles with Marie, it's an old belief that combs had the power to cause separation.
How foolish. That comb was a curse. And to think she treasured it all this time. She must have been desperate for something to cling to. There's a limit to how irresponsible you can get.
You've messed with me as well.
And what are you going to do about it? The last battle wasn't enough for you. You certainly have the powers I was expecting.
Why did you choose me?
For your special potential, of course. Your friends were drawn to the spark I stirred in you. That's why they're here now, with their awakened powers. Still, I didn't think you'd make it all the way to me. Indeed, I never expected this at all. You're really something. What? You don't remember? When you first came to town, I gave your power a gentle push. Just like this. Are you in high school? Does it surprise a city boy to see how little there is out here? There's so little to do, I'm sure you'll get bored fast. You'll either be hanging out with your friends or doing part-time jobs. Speaking of which, we're actually looking for part-time help right now. Give it some thought, why don't you? We don't mind if you're a student.
You felt an extreme dizziness.
You're not the only one I welcomed to town with a handshake greeting. I did the same for a few other outsiders like you. A handful of strangers were more than sufficient to stimulate a small place like this. But it seems the stimulus was stronger than I imagined. Enough to envelop this town with fog, and later lift it. Not only that, you now stand before me as if your assigned part wasn't enough. What for?
To learn the truth.
What will grasping the truth do for you? Why such greed? I guess it's the foolish nature of being mortal.
I am Izanami. Amino Sagiri, ruler of the fog, is merely an aspect of myself that I birthed long ago. You awakened to a power I had not imagined. You defeated the two Sagiri and the one fragment born from me. And now here you stand, face to face with me. I can no longer ignore this situation as mere foolishness. This may be fate, as decreed by the world. Very well. This time I shall pit my full strength against you. But in return, you must come prepared to follow through in your futile resistance. I'll be waiting for you there.
Alright, the one you just encountered was the entity behind everything. Her name is Izanami. You can hear your friends' voices in the distance.
Hey, are you alright? Who was that you were just talking to? Did she just disappear? Wait, don't tell me.
You told your gathered friends what happened between you and the gas station attendant.
So, it wasn't over after all.
You're saying this so-called Izanami is the conductor, and she's waiting for us in the other world? If we don't beat her, I'm sure it'll all happen again.
Oh, okay. The others aren't far off, so I'll call them up.
Yeah, will ya? Tell him this is really gonna close the case.
Right. We'll defeat her and put an end to this for sure this time.
All right. Then once we're all ready, let's meet up at Junes.
Alright, you finally discovered the true cause of everything that happened. You must defeat this Izanami who waits for you in that other world. If Izanami truly gave birth to Amino Sagiri, as long as Izanami is left alone, the town will definitely fall into the fog again someday. If that were to happen, everyone, all those precious to you, will become mere shadows. This is the most important task you have faced, and it must be taken care of before leaving town. You must ensure complete peace for the town, where you've lived with everyone. All right, one last ride.
All right!
Oh, so many things have happened up until now, but now we'll beat this Izanami and put an end to this, right? Yes, but since we're spread out all over town until a moment ago, let's go over what happened. This is the last measure that must be taken. We need to make sure that we end this properly. We're going to enter the TV.
Don't worry, we can do this.
I don't have any cash to buy any new gear. I already topped that off, so we're as ready as we're going to get.
I sense a tremendous presence. It's unlike anything we had faced, and it seems like a new area has formed.
I bet it's that lady. She's waiting for us there. That reminds me. That Amino something we beat said stuff like, "We'll meet again." If that thing's gonna show up again, let's crush him completely so he can't cause any more problems from here on out.
Damn straight. Let's go snap that thing in two. We'll do it and give Senpai a big farewell tomorrow.
Let's do our best like always.
Oops.
It is kind of sad that this really is going to be the last time we do something like this. You know, this might sound like a weird thing to say, but it was a lot of fun.
That's because we all strove together toward a common goal. There were many things we believed in without questioning them. The culprit's identity, their motives. There were many occasions where we nearly gave up.
It may have been easier if we'd chosen to look the other way, but we didn't.
Even if we had to fight every inch of our way, I want to go on feeling, seeing, touching, and thinking for myself.
Yeah. Still, one person alone can only understand so much. That's why we're all here together.
Right. All for one and one for all.
So long as someone's got your back, you can kick against the pricks no matter how tough they are.
This is for our future.
So we can see him off tomorrow with no regrets.
Ew. Yosuke always has to try to make himself look all cool. But he's so pathetic, it makes my skin crawl.
Probably just fleas on your ratty old suit. I spilled juice on you earlier.
No wonder I smell of orangey freshness.
Well then, let's do this.
All right. Yep. One last fight. But we're going to have to end here, and we're already way over time. So, we'll start working on this new area next time. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.